Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Joseph. He was a very unruly boy. He never listened to anyone and it often got him in trouble. He had no regard for authority and didn't care about his image. At school, he didn't take his studies serious and often failed his exams. He was rude and reckless with his words, and teachers would often look in horror as he unleashed vulgar and insulting words on his classmates. Four out of every five fights in school involved him and another student who refused to back down. His attitude embarrassed everyone and his general character turned people away from him. As if that wasn't enough, Joseph didn't care about his appearance. Most time, he would not wear his uniform in the proper way expected of him. He always dressed like someone who crossed seven seas and oceans, fought beasts and wild animals before getting to school. Joseph lived with his grandparents. One of his teachers, Miss Agatha, was a tenant in the house where he lived. Miss Agatha would always speak to him, telling him to stop his unruly attitude. She recalled that when he was much younger, as a fresher in secondary school, he had told her he would become the head boy of their school. She asked him to change, but he turned deaf ears. When he got to SS2, his school wanted to name the new set of prefects from his class. Teachers raised concerns about his behavior when he was mentioned, but the admin, who happened to be the wife of the principal and the owner of the school, saw potential in him. She opined that he was misbehaving because he doesn't have a responsibility yet. She decided that they should make him acting head boy for 1 week to see if he would change and also to give the teachers time to decide who they wanted to nominate for the post. When Joseph was announced as the acting head boy, the students were amazed. It was unexpected. After the announcement, the nominees for the post of head boy were announced, and the admin insisted that these nominees include the acting head boy and the assistant head boy. The nominees were called in private, and the admin gave them a code of conduct. She emphasized that if the acting head boy or the acting assistant head boy performs well, he would receive the position. The next day, Joseph came early to school, breaking his record as the most consistent latecomer the school had ever seen. Teachers were surprised, but the admin was satisfied. Before the third day, Joseph's appearance metamorphosed. He turned into the best dressed student in the school. He even ironed all his clothes. His socks always shined like they were new, and he began to carry himself with decorum and composure. The drastic changes wowed both the teachers and his fellow students. Joseph would go to all the junior classes, helping out where he needed to. He apologized to those he offended, and the students began to love him. They ran to him for advice on different things. Even at home, he would do all his house chores and he cut ties with all the people that led him astray in the past. He became an exemplary student. Even the admin didn't know the change would be this quick. The day of the manifesto came, and Joseph climbed to the podium. Other nominees had read off what they had memorized using advanced vocabulary and diction. Joseph spoke to them from experience, from his heart, and in a language they could understand. At the end of his speech, there was a loud roar from the audience, and the applause that followed was deafening. No other nominee connected with the entire school like he did. When it was time to vote, Joseph collected almost 60% of the votes casted. The principal even suspected foul play and reconducted the elections privately, but Joseph even surpassed previous records. The D-Day arrived, and he was finally announced as the winner and the new head boy. The students screamed in happiness and lifted him up. Miss Agatha was so happy for him. She told everybody that cared to listen that he told me he would be the head boy when he was in JSS 1. She told other teachers he was a fresher when he said this before he lost his way. Now look, she added. The admin was impressed with his total turnaround and was glad she gave him a chance. With him as the head boy and the head of students, other students drew inspiration from his life and some turned over a new leaf. Joseph was highly supportive and respectful that people hardly remember how unruly he had been in the past. The lesson to be learned from this story is that people can change and grow, and it's never too late to make a positive transformation. With determination, hard work, and a willingness to learn from past mistakes, anyone can turn their life around and achieve great things. Don't judge someone based on their past. Instead, give them the opportunity to prove themselves and show their true potential. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.